All right, so I got this tree right here behind me. It's got a little bit of a lean that's almost leaning to the right. You can tell on camera it's leaning right over here to the right, and maybe back just a skosh. And so what I'm gonna try and do today is I'm gonna try and drop this in between, I don't know if you can see my neighbor's fruit tree, which is right there, and then there's that other fir right there. I'm gonna try and drop it right in between. I would say this tree's probably 80 plus feet tall. It's a pretty slim tree, but I think I'm gonna have to use a wedge. This is my first time actually using a wedge to fall a tree, so we're gonna see how this goes today. But it should be pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna use my 261 here, and we are going to make this happen. All right. Well, praise God, went right there. Okay, well, we got the tree taken down, so bring you guys in a little bit closer look here on what we got on the stump. So we got a good amount of holding wood here, all the way across, which is really nice. Some good pull, which is what I was going for. So I got my house right there. So what I didn't want is to cut through too much of this holding wood and then, you know, run the risk of it accidentally popping out. You can see back here where I had to redo my back cut a couple times. This is not ideal, obviously, especially if you're doing wedges. I drove this bottom wedge in here first like this, then I took my medium wedge and I just put it right over the top, and that's really what brought the tree down. Once I got 2 inches of holding wood, I just took my chainsaw out and just used this. Now I don't know if that's necessarily the pro deal, but this went just where I wanted it, so I'm very, very thankful. Praise God, it went right over there. For my first actual tree, like totally by myself, especially using wedges, thanking the good Lord, because it's turned out really nice. So you can see it's all the way, it runs all the way down here, all the way to kind of this little median right here between the 2 roads. It's not that big around of a tree, but it's still good enough to you don't have to fall it. This 261 did pretty well. I think if I had the option, my 440 might have been a pretty decent one, but it went exactly right where I wanted it to, and it didn't hit anything, so I'm very pleased. Well, you guys, this is gonna wrap up today's video. Like I said, I'm a total beginner, so I'm still learning. So for me, I just had to stick to the basics of you know, doing like a 1/3 face, leaving some good holding wood. When it wouldn't go over by cutting it, I just had to use some wedges. And so overall, praising God, it went well. And yeah, my first time cutting a tree without any supervision. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys.